Legendary Mink, and Legendary Mink takes the front by 3/4 of a length on a Quest. Magic Spark the inside third. A length further back to Black Trim around Chelsea Boy. 2 Interest Card from second last Money for Me, and 3 last of all Mr. Snow. Down the back, Legendary Mink gets away by 3. Magic Spark out wide second. Third was Chelsea Boy, followed by Black Trim. 2 further back, Money for Me from a Quest, Interest Card, and last of all was Mr. Snow. Into the straight, Legendary Mink out by 3. Magic Spark is trying hard, but Legendary Mink is holding Magic Spark, racing away in fact. Legendary Mink has beaten second Magic Spark. Third was Black Trim, followed by a Quest and also Mr. Snow. For Money for Me, Chelsea Boy, and last of all was Interest Card.
Okay, race 1 at Penrith. 5, 1 and 6, those placings there. Moving up at Moonee Valley for the...
Moonee Valley. Set. Ready, green light comes up and away they go. Grain Store Flyer out wide is being restrained. He dropped out to the tail. Towards the inside, Gandara King away well, but Papa Bear has flown out. He goes to an early lead, Papa Bear. From on the outside, Von Trapp, and third early, Gandara King. Then Big Bird on the outside of Hilton Goldie. 4 metres to Bolden Royal. He settles down 6th early and 1 off the fence. Trailed up in turn by Bohemian. In behind them came My Friendly Guy the Rail. 6 or 8 metres to Albertonian. Second last, Grain Store Flyer. And Vital on the outside dropped out to the tail at the 1800, and the leader was Papa Bear by 3.5 metres. 2 on the outside, Von Trapp. He works up to the leader's wheel, and just for a stride there, Papa Bear shifted out momentarily as Von Trapp on the outside draws up within a neck of the leader. Papa Bear 2 circuits out, not much speed on, so Bolden Royal, he pulls around the outside now 3 wide. Bohemian did, only for a stride. Again he grabs hold, he dropped out to second last, as continuing to make ground as Bolden Royal out of the straight at the 1600. He gets to third, he's still racing 3 wide. The leader is Papa Bear by a metre to Von Trapp, and out 3 wide is Bolden Royal. Albertonian now pulls out 3 wide. He latches onto the back of Bolden Royal. Gandara King's having a nice run the leader's back, and the centre is Big Bird. Albertonian 3 wide trailing Bolden Royal. In behind them came My Friendly Guy on the outside of Hilton Goldie, followed by Grain Store Flyer. Second last Bohemian, and 6 or 8 metres away Vital. Inside the lap and a quarter, and in front is Papa Bear narrowly by neck to Von Trapp. 4 metres away, Big Bird. He's having a nice run the centre. Bolden Royal, he cannot get in. He's posted 3 wide. Gandara King with a nice sit behind the leader. 3 back on the outside, My Friendly Guy. On his inside is Hilton Goldie. Albertonian 3 wide with the trail low on the back of Bolden Royal. Grain Store Flyer, he's third last and 4 back on the rail. Bohemian 1 off the fences, second last and 5 metres away Vital. Out of the straight they race towards the 800, and Papa Bear, he's had a nice run in front. He hasn't gone quickly by 2.5 metres. Von Trapp always second without cover. Gandara King with a nice sit behind the leader, and this bloke in front, Papa Bear, he's on a loose rein. Up on the outside is Big Bird every chance. Bolden Royal 3 wide. He's hanging on a loose rein. My Friendly Guy in the centre. Hilton Goldie the rail, followed by Albertonian. Grain Store Flyer angles 1 off the fence. Vital second last, and Bohemian pulls to the outside last. About 20 metres had covered the field towards the 450. Papa Bear on a loose rein. He kicked and found 4 metres to Von Trapp. He's run his race. Big Bird's had a good run. He pulls to the outside now, 3 wide to second. Gandara King gets out in plenty of time behind the leader. He's starting to knuckle down Gandara King. He's coming out after Papa Bear, 250 out. Then My Friendly Guy, and from well back Bohemian running home at the 200. Papa Bear 3 metres in front. Gandara King is trying hard. Down the outside, My Friendly Guy, Grain Store Flyer, and Hilton Goldie back on the rail is absolutely flying. Papa Bear walking. Hilton Goldie going home 2 to his 1. Hilton Goldie put his nose in front, and Hilton Goldie has got up and beaten My Friendly Guy, Grain Store Flyer, Bohemian close up. Papa Bear walked in the straight, so did Gandara King. In behind them, Big Bird, followed by Vital, Bolden Royal, Von Trapp, and Albertonian has run last.
2, possibly 10 and a photo there for race 1 at Moonee Valley. Okay, on the track at Albion Park, Maitland, our next event. Let's see the major changes there. And number 1.
About to swing down the back. Getting down now towards the starting point. Won't be long before they're off. In the first leg of the double, they're off and running. Dusty's return began well. Getting away well was Star City, followed then by Rasharama. Tishan Sun out wide, searching for the lead, followed then by Glen Air. In behind those, Smooth Tippler. From Sweet Sovereign, Pudge Penny's dropped the last, and Benjamin Scott was second last, making the run around the corner the first time. And Star City with the inside running, a narrow leader over Tishan Sun. They were followed by Dusty's return. Rasharama and Glen Air travelling as one. In behind those, goes with Sweet Sovereign from Pudspenny. Smooth Tippler, and dropping out to last was Benjamin Scott. Down past the judge with 2 to go. And Star City and Tishan Sun matching strides out in front, followed by Dusty's Return. A gap then to Glenair, inclined to hang a little on the outside of Rasharama. Pudspenny and the Sweet Sovereign together, they were followed by Smooth Tippler, and still Benjamin Scott was trailing. Down the back they travel, and no change in the order. It's Star City now by a half a length to the good of Tishan Sun. In behind them, Dusty's Return, a gap to Glenair, followed then by Rasharama, Sweet Sovereign, Pudspenny. Making a move from back in the tail of the field was Smooth Tippler, and Benjamin Scott was trailing. In this order, they leave the back and move to the turn. A lap and a quarter left before them, and Star City showed the way. Over Tishan Sun, third on the rail was Dusty's Return. Next was Glenair. Rasharama on the rail in advance of Sweet Sovereign, followed by Pudspenny, Smooth Tippler, and Benjamin Scott brought up the rear. They cast a home turn astern and commence the run down to the judge for what'll be the bell lap this time, and side bottom has Star City going along nicely. Showed the way a length and a quarter to Dusty's Return. Next was Tishan Sun from Rasharama, Glenair, Pudspenny, Sweet Sovereign, Smooth Tippler, and Benjamin Scott was last of all. Over towards the 600, and still Star City giving plenty in front. Was a length and a quarter to Dusty's Return. Rasharama next. Glenair was gaining ground around the outside, tacking onto it Sweet Sovereign, followed then by Pudspenny. Benjamin Scott, Smooth Tippler, and Tishan Sun was last. Less than 500 to go, and it's Star City the leader by a length and a half to Dusty's Return. Next was Glenair, Sweet Sovereign putting in its claim, followed then by Rasharama. Pudspenny, Benjamin Scott, and Smooth Tippler was second last, and Tishan Sun last. They've got about 250 to travel, and Star City giving plenty in front. Was the leader over Dusty's Return. Next was Sweet Sovereign from Glenair, Pudspenny and Rasharama, but in the straight, and Star City was nicely clear. Coming along the rail was Glenair. Side bottom at work with a stick now on Star City. Claiming it was Dusty's Return and Sweet Sovereign a photo. Dusty's Return from Star City, Sweet Sovereign, Glenair, Pudspenny, Rasharama back in the field to Benjamin Scott, Smooth Tippler, and Tishan Sun last home.
Across the line, 127, race number 3 at Maitland. It's a photo all round, but I think number 1, Dusty's Return, from number 2, Star City, and number 7, Sweet Sovereign. Now, Albion Park, the market on...
Whip looking for the lead. Aerial Flame is second and a similar third. Then Jovial Skipper, followed by Most Adept Lee, Fair Dinkum and Chippengales a length away at the tail of the field. Chitane the leader in the middle of the circle the first time with Similar second and Jovial Skipper in third spot. A length away is Aerial Flame, a break of 2.5 to Most Adept Lee, 2 to Fair Dinkum, and Chippengale whipped them in as they rounded the bend at the 1200 metres mark. Chitane in front down the stretch for the bell. First quarter 28.9, and Chitane leads by 2 to Similar and a length and a half to Aerial Flame left in the breeze. Jovial Skipper went to the rail. Another length and a half to Most Adept Lee. Fair Dinkum second last, and Chippengale the odds on pop at the tail as they turn out of the straight. Chitane 2 in front with 900 left to run. Similar's second. Aerial Flame a length and a half away third. Then Jovial Skipper followed by Most Adept Lee, Fair Dinkum, and Chippengale's driven with the whip at the tail of the field, and Donoghue went to the fence to try and make ground. 30.8 for the second section. Chitane a length in front at the 600. Similar comes off the fence and quickly closes the gap on the leader. 3 lengths away Aerial Flame, 1 to Jovial Skipper. Now Chippengale moves to the outside again. She's 3 deep on the top bend, giving the leaders 4.5. Then Fair Dinkum and Most Adept Lee. Similar and Chitane together at the 300 metres mark. Jovial Skipper about to peel off their backs. Chippengale still coming. She's 4 wide. She's 2.5 off the lead on the bend. Similar flattens out in front of Chitane. Then Jovial Skipper and Chippengale on the outside. Similar's pinched a break. Similar 3 in front. Chippengale runs to second, but she hasn't got a hope in Hades of catching Similar. Fair Dinkum battling on at the end, and Similar's too good. Similar wins. Chippengale second. Fair Dinkum third. Then Chitane, followed by Jovial Skipper and the stablemates Aerial Flame and Most Adept Lee.
195 there on race...
Just about set to go for the second event. 280 and 180 for Amy's Antic. They're set, ready and racing. Just Melanie began well, but not as quickly as Explorer, who dives straight to the lead. Out of the straight, it's Explorer by a length and a half on Just Melanie second, or one coming to grief heavily was Amy's Antic. It's 25 lengths away. Down the back straight, Explorer by 2, Just Melanie pressuring it. 3 lengths away, third was Bowman Bale. 5 further back, Lacey Bale for Miss Turbo, Bow Trees and Good Time Idol with Amy's Antic out of the hunt. To the home turn, Explorer, a length and a half in front, pressed by Just Melanie. Just Melanie claims Explorer. Explorer fights on, Just Melanie claiming it. They hit it close. Explorer the inside, Just Melanie on the outer. Third was Bowman Bale, followed by Bow Trees, Miss Turbo. From Lacey Bale, Good Time Idol, and a long last after falling was Amy's Antic.
5-2-8 there across the line on race number 2 at Penrith. We'll check.
Led ready. Race 1. Set racing. High Street began well, but going with it early is Expressionist, and the favourite's going to drive up, although Franco Alicanti's now working across, and they'll go to the first turn together. High Street's going to drop in behind them. Working across from out wider was Gross Glockner. It's going to land 1-1. Further back in the field, then Tarleton Lad, as Franco Alicanti dropped in behind the leader in front of High Street. Now back in the pack, we've got Quick Admiral. On the inside, Just a Wizard, and Bold Lamass coming one off the rails at the tail. Down the back, they raced the first time, and the leader Expressionist, the favourite, held onto that lead by 3 metres. Gross Glockner was left without cover, and back in behind the leader, Franco Alicanti. Now Quick Admiral's out 3 wide and going forward. High Street now 1 off. Getting through along the inside, Tarleton Lad. Second last, Bold Lamass, and back along the inside, Just a Wizard. Expressionist the leader. The pace has been quite reasonable in the early part. Quick Admiral out 3 deep, desperately trying to get around Gross Glockner. 31-7 the first quarter. Behind the leader, Franco Alicanti. 1 out and 1 back for the moment is High Street. Then Tarleton Lad on the rails. Still Bold Lamass bides its time second last with Just a Wizard on the inside. Well, Quick Admiral worked very hard, but it eventually moves up to join Expressionist. And the favourite is going well. Expressionist just the leader from Quick Admiral. Franco Alicanti in behind them. Gross Glockner's done some work. It's now got the 1-1. Then on the inside, Tarleton Lad. Second quarter, they went 29-9. On the outside, then High Street. Still well back, Bold Lamass and Just a Wizard. Going into the back, 600 out, and Expressionist the leader, travelling pretty well. Under pressure, Quick Admiral. Franco Alicanti in behind them now has to wait for the run to come. Gross Glockner pulls out 3 wide. Following it, High Street, the inside, Tarleton Lad. Further back, Just a Wizard, and still well out of it, Bold Lamass coming off the back. Expressionist still held together, led 2 metres. Quick Admiral under pressure. Coming out 3 wide, Gross Glockner. Franco Alicanti behind them. 4 wide, High Street, and now pulling 5 wide. Bold Lamass is making ground, then Tarleton Lad. Expressionist going well low, turning for home. She looks to have a bit left. Franco Alicanti not into the clear. Down the outside come Bold Lamass and High Street, but Expressionist kicked away. Franco Alicanti trying hard, but Expressionist will win. Expressionist scores 2 metres, Franco Alicanti. They're getting right through along the inside. Tarleton Lad has grabbed third from both High Street and Bold Lamass. Clear of Gross Glockner, Just a Wizard, and Quick Admiral last in.
Okay, to
Malini Lad 3-1 in the 7. Racing. Oh, off the inside, Jan's Clover's got away nicely. Star Denver showing speed. Ring My Bell is on the outside, and just behind the Malini Lad carting wider. Ring My Bell ran right off. Right behind them there, Lisa Missed, Match Me and Lucky Road. And back near the tail enders was Pleasing Girl. Star Denver drove to the lead. On the inside, Jan's Clover sticking with it though. 2 lengths behind them, Lisa Missed, Match Me. And then came Lucky Road on the corner. Star Denver led, but here's Match Me along the rails. Match Me took the lead from Jan's Clover. Match Me's coming away, and Match Me. Match Me wins the first, second Jan's Clover, third Star Denver, then Lucky Road followed by Malini Lad, then a break in the field of Lisa Missed, Pleasing Girl, and Ring My Bell was last.
Righto, 1, 2 and possibly 4 there on that first event. On race number 1 at Wenny, now 7-2, number 1 Tongue Killer in the second at Moonee Valley. Rompin Campbell at 14-1. Poppy Meadows at 6s, Stoking is at 33s, Traffic Dreams at 12-1. Big Slip Daddy at 5-1, Grindelwald.
This is race 2 about to get underway. All set for a start, and away they go. Tongue Killer on the inside is showing speed with Traffic Dreams and Rompin Campbell splitting the pair. Moving up to fourth on the outside is Grindelwald, as Traffic Dreams is showing too much toe on the top turn and leads. In behind them, 6 or 8 metres away, Poppy Meadow. Up on the outside is Stoking, some 10 metres away, the Cruise Control. Big Slip Daddy is back in the field. On the rail is Lord of Rowan. Second last is Satan Commands, and 6 or 8 metres away, Fast Fergus. Traffic Dreams leads Tongue Killer, who draws up on the outside outside within 3 metres for a stride. Was about to drop in behind the leader, but Rompin Campbell is kicking up on the inside, but still Tongue Killer managed to drop in behind the leader. 2 circuits out. Third without cover now is Grindelwald, and fourth on the fence is Rompin Campbell. Stoking gets to fifth on the outside as the leader now steadies. 4 back on the fence early is Poppy Meadow as the Cruise Control. He now pulls around the outside 3 wide early, so Poppy Meadow is able to extricate one off the fence, and it's inside as Lord of Rowan. 4 metres to Satan Commands. Fast Fergus second last, and on the outside Big Slip Daddy is last. Down the back they've gone the first lap. And the leader is Traffic Dreams by 4 metres. Sitting up on the outside, the Cruise Control. Tongue Killer third, the leader's back a neck away. Fourth on the outside, Grindelwald with cover, and fifth on the rail is Rompin Campbell. Stoking 2 metres away the running line. Lord of Rowan the rail, 2 metres to Poppy Meadow, followed by Satan Commands. Second last, Fast Fergus, and on the outside, Big Slip Daddy is last. About 30 metres that cover the field, approaching the turn for the bell lap. And the leader still is Traffic Dreams by 2 metres. 2 on the outside, the Cruise Control, who worked up to the leader quite nicely. Third, Tongue Killer. Fourth on the outside, Grindelwald, and fifth on the rail is Rompin Campbell. Then Stoking the running line, being trailed up by Poppy Meadow. The fence is Lord of Rowan. Fast Fergus is 5 back on the rail, and third last will need awful amount of luck from there. Second last is Satan Commands, and 6 metres away Big Slip Daddy on a loose rein last. At the 850 out of the straight, the leader still is Traffic Dreams. Almost 3 metres to the Cruise Control. Tongue Killer third, needing a run. Grindelwald is fourth. In behind them, Rompin Campbell, followed by Stoking, then Lord of Rowan. 2 metres to Poppy Meadow. Fast Fergus cannot get a run from Satan Commands, and 5 metres to Big Slip Daddy. Along the back of the 550, Traffic Dreams. He still leads the Cruise Control by 3 metres. Grindelwald hopped out of his gear out 3 wide, dropping out of it. Tongue Killer comes off the fence to third in plenty of time. Then Rompin Campbell fourth. In behind them, Stoking. Satan Commands pulls to the outside. Poppy Meadow checked momentarily. Lord of Rowan making ground the rail. 6 or 8 metres to Fast Fergus, third last not going well. Dropping out Grindelwald, and last is Big Slip Daddy. 2:20 out on the turn. Traffic Dreams by a metre. The Cruise Control is sticking on. Tongue Killer under pressure, third, then Rompin Campbell making ground. At the 100 though, the Cruise Control. He raced up on the outside, put his nose in front of Traffic Dreams. The Cruise Control, he got the upper hand. He found a metre near the line, and the Cruise Control, too tough for them. Wins by a metre and a half. Good effort too. Second, Traffic Dreams. Third, Rompin Campbell. Running home, Poppy Meadow. Tongue Killer disappointing. Satan Commands in behind them. Fast Fergus did not fire. Lord of Rowan in behind them, followed by Big Slip Daddy, Grindelwald, and last in was Stoking.
Okay, check those there.
All set. Third event on the night. Elastic Rebel all the rage. They're racing. Elastic Rebel began well with Coal Black, and on the outside of it, Dance Kissing from Danielle. Alert Brute is showing pace. Out of the straight, Dance Kissing in front by a length and a half on second, Coal Black. Third, Elastic Rebel, followed 3 lengths away by Big Shot from Explosive Pete. Alert Brute sneaking up along the fence was Plum Roll, and 2 further back, last of all, Danielle. At the top turn, Dance Kissing about to be collared by Elastic Rebel. Soon after, Elastic Rebel assumes control. Race to length now, 2 in front of Dance Kissing and Coal Black, and Elastic Rebel forging away. Elastic Rebel wins by 5. Second, Dance Kissing. Third, Coal Black, followed by Explosive Pete. Behind those, Alert Brute from Plum Roll, Big Shot, and last of all was Danielle.
Okay, we'll check up the Albion Park updated market race 2. Paul's Pad. Disobedient boys. We take it now to Ned Wilshire.
Followed then by Native Magic. On its outside was Takara Duke from Ironbark Warrior. Dance Court dropping to last was Morrow's Glen. And Go Jack was second last as a fall. The driver of Dance Court has been dislodged from the Spider. Down the back they travel, and the leader was Jet Cycle by a length to the quarter 2. Bareface followed then by Tall Ships, Mr. Wade. Takara Duke behind those from Ironbark Warrior. A long way back to Go Jack. Next was a driver, one there, driverless horse, and Glen Maru was last of all. Driver Glover's quite okay. Native Magic's been pulled out of the event. They make the run around the corner, short of a lap and a quarter to travel, and still the leader in the event was Jet Cycle. On its outside, Tall Ships, followed then by Bareface, Mr. White, Takara Duke. Ironbark Warrior a long way back to Go Jack, and Glen Maru was last of all. The bell lap coming up this time, and still the leader was Jet Cycle by 3 parts of a length to Tall Ships, followed by Bareface, Mr. White. And behind those, Takara Duke from Ironbark Warrior, Go Jack, and Glen Maru was a long last in the event. Short short of 600 left to travel, and no change in the order. Jet Cycle doing it nicely by 3 parts of a length to Tall Chips. Next was Bareface in advance of Mr. White, Takara Duke, Ironbark Warrior. Go Jack and a long way back to Glen Maru. They got 400 left to travel, and Jet Cycle's a leader. 3 parts of a length to Tall Chips. Bareface third on the inside of Mr. White, followed by Takara Duke, Ironbark Warrior, and Go Jack was last of the main division. 250 out, and still the leader was Jet Cycle. Coming at it hard on the outside now was Mr. White. Takara Duke was putting in its claim, and Bareface down on the rail. They swing the corner. Jet Cycle the leader. Mr. White coming at it further out. Still Takara Duke. It's Mr. White and Takara Duke settling to fight it out. Mr. White in front down to the wire. Takara Duke might pick it up a photo. Mr. White from Takara Duke. Jet Cycle next, followed by Ironbark Warrior, Bareface, Tall Chips, Go Jack, and Glen Maru was the last one home.
Photo there, Mr. White could be it, or the other one on the outside, but it's very tight there. And they've called on a photo at Maitland now. They're in the pre-race formation, race 2 at Albion Park. And we'll take you to Terry in a moment. 9, 5 and 2, the placings in Melbourne.
Run, lights on. Racing. I'm a Hillview began fairly, and Happy Go Honey close to the rail came out of the line quickly and went straight to the front. Paul's Patch is second, Tupeka's Dancer third, and then I'm a Hillview restrained as the steward goes up on the rail on the inside of Remember Roadie. Disobedient Boy second last, and Worthy Knight drops out to the rear. Happy Go Honey led easily, and at the end of 300 metres is 2 in front. Paul's Patch settles second, Tupeka's Dancer third. David Royal wasn't happy with the speed. He fires up on Tupeka's Dancer and goes up and has a crack at the leader. And as they race to the mile marker, it's Happy Go Honey, a length in front of Tupeka's Dancer, and one to Paul's Patch, who went up on the fence and kept Tupeka's Dancer in the death. 2.5 to the steward, a break of 3 lengths to Remember Roadie, followed by Disobedient Boy, Worthy Knight, and I'm a Hillview dropped out to the tail. First 500 metres took them 37.1 as Happy Go Honey leads past the 1400 metres peg by 2 to Paul's Patch and 1 to Topeka's Dancer, who now drops back to third on the outside of the steward. A length to Remember Roadie on the outside of Worthy Knight, then Disobedient Boy, and still I'm a Hillview last around the 1200 metres corner. Little change in the order. Happy Go Honey not using a lot of gas, 32.3 for the first quarter of the mile. Happy Go Honey by more than a length to Paul's Patch, and here's Remember Roadie out 3 deep and striding up on the outside of Topeka's Dancer. The steward locked up on the fence inside of Disobedient Boy, then Worthy Knight and I'm a Hillview last as they leave the bell behind. 900 left to run, and Happy Go Honey a touch more than a length in front of Remember Roadie. A length away Paul's Patch. Topeka's Dancer now in the running lane behind Remember Roadie. The steward still glued to the fence, then Disobedient Boy, Worthy Knight and I'm a Hillview. 30.4 for the second section. Happy Go Honey a length in front at the 600 metres peg. Remember Roadie second, facing the breeze. Paul's Patch third on the fence inside of Topeka's Dancer, reined up. Disobedient Boy peels out 3 deep, and then the steward I'm a Hillview and Worthy Knight. Happy Go Honey 3/4 clear at the quarter pole. Remember Roadie closing the gap. Paul's Patch needs some room off the fence. Then Disobedient Boy. Topeka's Dancer gone. And I'm a Hillview to the outside. Happy Go Honey, a narrow leader on the last bend. Ducks looked over his shoulder on Remember Roadie and went for home. Remember Roadie after Happy Go Honey. They're clear of Paul's Patch. Remember Roadie took the lead. Paul's Patch into the clear, coming at the mare. Remember Roadie in front. Paul's Patch diving and got there in the last stride. Paul's Patch has won by a nose to Remember Roadie. Happy Go Honey third from I'm a Hillview, and then the steward, Worthy Knight, Disobedient Boy and Topeka's Dancer.
Okay, check them 1, 5 and possibly 3 races
To go. Pink's the fave, racing. Dark Orchard came out beautifully on the outside. Casworth County is trying to push through to go to second at the first corner. They're jamming behind the leader. In trouble in third, August April, close enough, followed by Camden Dancer. Then came Honourable on the inside of Close Enough and Casworth County and Final Curtain. Up to the home corner, Dark Orchard on the bunny shows the way. Amerigo Maker is second, being passed by August April, and further back was Camden Dancer and Close Enough. But it's all Dark Orchard all the way, and Dark Orchard wins brilliantly. Dark Orchard 5 or 6, August April, Close Enough third. Behind them, Camden Dancer, Casworth County. A break in the field, Amerigo Maker, Honourable and Final Curtain.
Okay, 8, 4, 5. Race 2 at Wentworth Park, 8, 4 and 5. Now the Globe Derby updated market. We'll have it for you now. Oh, they're lovely little things, aren't they? There they go. Now, there's one with red wheels. Let's now have a look at some further information. Wentworth Park dividends.
Mobile turns into the straight, and we're set for a start. Away they go. Sir Mitchell began well. Bravery driven with the whip. Chris Kelly going forward, and so too Dom Louis Boy to the first turn. Sir Mitchell has the inside running. In the centre, Chris Kelly got a little bit tight there for a stride. Sir Mitchell in trouble. Gee, Kawatha Lad was lucky to get off the rails somehow and get around it. And also having to go very wide, London Mac. Well, Dom Louis Boy is able to find the lead, and London Mac finds itself caught 3 wide after the incident. Dom Louis Boy led 8 metres. Chris Kelly found the rails. London Mac forced to go on with it. This will give Bravery the 1-1. 3 back the rails, Sir Mitchell. A couple away then to Kawatha Lad. 4 metres, Smartpreneur. 5 metres further back then to Dialer Back, which is eased out of it early. And Tiny Talk whipped them in. They come off the back straight now, under a lap and a half from home. And the pilot is Dom Louis Boy, out by 6 metres. London Mac on the outside, working the hard way. In behind the leader, Chris Kelly. And then Sir Mitchell, 3 back on the inside of Bravery. Kawatha Lad fairly handy to them. Midfield down on the rails. Tiny Talk saves a bit of ground. Smartpreneur second last, and now Dialer Buck commences its move from the tail. First quarter they went in 31.3, so they go to the judge with a lap to run. Dom Louis Boy, 3 metres to London Mac. It's worked pretty hard. In behind the leader, Chris Kelly. Bravery's had a fairly good trial most of the way. Sir Mitchell, 3 back the inside. Dialer Buck moving out 3 wide, has got past Kawatha Lad. Second quarter 32.4. Then Tiny Talk on the rails, and Smartpreneur last. Into the back past the 600. Still Dom Louis Boy the leader. Held together at 3 metres to London Mac, trying to get a little closer now. Bravery's moved out 3 wide. Chris Kelly back in behind them. Kawatha Lad goes between horses. Dialer Back will have to come 4 wide to make its final move. And then Sir Mitchell further back. Tiny Talk, Smartpreneur. Halfway around the turn, Dom Louis Boy still led. London Mac's under enormous pressure, trying to get on terms. Bravery 3 wide. And now Dialer Buck sprinting 4 wide. Kawatha Lad held up, and in behind them Chris Kelly. Dom Louis Boy still defies them. London Mac trying hard. Dialer Buck down the outside with Bravery, but Dom Louis Boy is in front, and Dom Louis Boy is going to score 4 metres. Dialer Buck gets second, Bravery third. London Mac fought it out pretty well from Chris Kelly. Kawatha Lad behind those, not really sure that he ever got out, Kawatha Lad, and they were clear of Sir Mitchell, Smartpreneur and Tiny Talk together.
6, 7, 2 there on race 2 at Globe Derby. 6, 7 and 2 side of the boxes at Penrith. And we'll have a look at the Moonee Valley updated market for you in a moment on the third race on the card, but right now...
A good even line out. Bold and Sharp stepped away well with Miss Avon. Charlene Bale and Direct King on the outside. Charlene Bale takes the front but rolls off. Trying to get underneath it was Direct King. Moving up along the fence again. Bold and Sharp tracked along by Thunder Rev. Down the back, Bold and Sharp clears out to lead by 2. Thunder Rev moves to second. 2 third, Charlene Bale followed by Direct King. 3 further back was Free Nitro. A long way back to Jailhouse Rock, and last of all was Miss Avon. To the home turn, Bold and Sharp out by 2. Thunder Rev battling on, but Bold and Sharp is holding Thunder Rev. It's Bold and Sharp too good. Bold and Sharp first, Thunder Rev second, third Free Nitro, followed by Direct King. Behind those, Charlene Bale from Jailhouse Rock, and back at the rear of the field was Miss Avon.
1, 2, 3, the old wall step there, race 4 at Penrith. 1, 2 and 3, Bold and Sharp. Good win it. 1, 2, 3 there, Thunder Rev and Free Nitro. Now...
Ready? Green light comes up and away they go. Lee Morris on the inside is showing toe. He will lead out of the straight. Up on the outside going forward is Saccone. He can't get across, and also Kawatu Lad goes forward with Marquita Expo, but Lee Morris leads. In behind them came Nuclear Bomber, followed by Gordon Gecko. Awesome Gary settles down 5th last and 1 off the fence. On his outside, Billy from Traverse Lobel, Dreamy Express, and Clever Prince is last. At the 1600 out of the straight, Lee Morris in front, as expected by a metre. Kawatu Lad gets to second. Third the fences Marquita Expo, and fourth on the outside Saccone with cover. Then Gordon Gecko trailing him on the outside of Nuclear Bomber. 6 metres to Awesome Gary. 3 metres to Dreamy Express on the rail, followed by Traverse Lobel. Second last 8 metres away Clever Prince, and switching back to the fence last is Billy Billy. On the top turn the first time, Lee Maris in front. He steadies now by 1.5 metres to Kawatu Lad without cover. Awesome Gary from 4 back on the outside now, pulls around the outside 3 wide. On the fence Marquita Expo. Saccone's having the run on the race on the outside. Nuclear Bomber the fence on his outside Gordon Gecko. Then Dreamy Express, Traverse Lobel, Clever Prince and Billy Billy. 1,000 to go down the straight. Awesome Gary 3 out. Worked up on the outside to almost join Lee Maris towards the 900, and they've gone quickly. Third Marquita Expo.